Hey Internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. We are here on the launch pad with the Tylo lander being ready to launch. Sidram, our astronaut or Kerbonaut for Tylo, is sitting inside the lander and now he is able to enable SAS to throttle up and over here and in 3, 2, 1 and lift off. Okay, here we go. Here we are launching our Tylo lander. And yes, I did a short time warp. Now we are having our launch window up to Jool. And this means we can start our expedition up to Jool, up to the Julian moons. And this means also that this episode will be a little bit strange compared to the others because I have already introduced you. I like to do independent flights up to Jool, and this means that I have to do 4 times the burn up to Jool, and I have to launch 5 separated spacecrafts up into Kerbal orbit. And yeah, this is a lot of work, so I think most of the episode will consist out of the beginning of a launch and the ending of a launch, or not the ending of the launch, but the final rendezvous with the interplanetary stage, and finally the same thing over again for at first leaving Kerbal or starting the burn to leave Kerbal, and finally the end of the burn to leave Kerbal. And yeah, so this will be just a series of a lot of things, but at some point we need to go through because, well, as I said, I want to fly up there, I want to have a landing on all the different moons, and I want to do it with separate spacecraft, so we have to do it 5 times in a row. And here, in this case, for your entertainment and for speeding things up, I will cut out most of the boring part, but I'm thinking about creating also a second edition of this episode, where I will feature all the launch in full length. Well, not full length, I will do a time-lapse version out of it. So if you're interested you can also watch the bonus episode, but, well, only if you really like to see something like this. Otherwise, I will just start cutting out the ascent part and the whole burn part, because I think this can get a little bit boring. And yeah, I like to speed things up. But right now we are doing the most complicated and the most the part I am most concerned about, because on the one hand we need to launch this high mass lander. Well, it's nothing compared to the lander I have to construct for the Eve landing, but the thing is already quite heavy. We need to bring this thing up to orbit, then we need to attach it to the interplanetary stage, and then I need to hope that the interplanetary stage is working well and that the thing is able to bring the whole thing up to Jool. I haven't tested this yet, so it's also a surprise for me, and I hope the thing is working well. And yeah, so Sidram is a little bit excited, and yeah, up there you can also see that the simulation is running a little bit low or slow, and this is due to the fact that my poor computer suffers under these many parts of the launcher and the whole construction. And this is also the main reason why I need to do 4 independent flights up to Jool, because I really can't put everything together to one vessel. If I would do so, then I would play with 1 frames per second or so, or even less than 1 frames per second, and this is no fun at all. So in this case, yeah, it's a little bit a problem of my hardware and a little bit a problem of the internal structure of Kerbal Space Program, but nevertheless it's still fun, it's still exciting, and I think doing it with only small prod missions can be also quite interesting. Okay, yeah, what are we doing now? We are now launching our Tylo lander up to space, and I think after the booster separation I need to speed up a little bit, I need to throttle up a bit, and I'm then excited to see if we are at the same position at at our driving section, or if we are ahead or behind of it when we have risen our Kerbal apoapsis. So yeah, it will take a little bit of time until we have finished this. Sidram is now smiling as he is leaving the atmosphere, and yeah, you will have quite a long journey until you can breathe again your Kerbal atmosphere. But I think you are well prepared for this. You have already done a nice mission up to Duna, so you are already experienced. Oh, what is this? This is pretty amazing. We are arriving almost spot on. This is great. This is great. Well, this is maybe not so great at all, because let me just speed a little bit up. Because, well, I don't know, probably we will just overshoot a little bit, or well, the driving section will just fly past us, because it's not so easy to catch with a high mass up to orbital velocity. Here, another challenge, and we have already covered some ground. Down there we started, down there we had our liftoff, and now we are already drifting away. Okay, let's see. Let me turn a little bit toward the horizon. About 3 minutes to go. This thing is really unwieldy because it's such a high mass. Okay, let's do a quick time warp to get closer to the apoapsis, but not too much. There we have again already our target marker. Where? Oh, 18 kilometers only. I need to turn towards the horizon. Come on, turn the thing around. Turn the thing around. This is as expected. The main problem that the thing is so unwieldy and so slow and not very easy to control. Okay, now we need to speed up, and I need again to pay attention because I don't want to have space debris, that I remove the thing or that I cut the engine before the thing gets too high, the central core, and won't disintegrate in the atmosphere. Okay, come on, and we are almost there, and let's cut here the engine. Okay, now we need to ditch this stage. Very good. Before we run out of energy, we now need to speed up even more. Yeah, I think at first I need to establish a orbit that I'm not dropping down. So let me speed up. We are exactly at the same position. Later on we can do the rendezvous. Okay, speeding things up. And what will we have here? 72. Okay, and stop. Okay, what is this? 92. Can we... Where are we, and where is my... over there, and we are still having some relative velocity towards the thing. I like to at first stop the relative velocity. I don't know if this is a good way to... Come on, let me deploy the last solar panel of my upper stage. Now it's drifting away. No. I don't want to drift away. I want to come to a stop, and I want to start approaching you. Well, 13 kilometers, this is not very good. This is quite inefficient when I'm now starting to try to approach this, but I think we have enough fuel in this upper stage of my launcher, so I think we can do this. I think we can do also the inefficient way, because in the end I like to do the docking in the daylight side, so it would be good when I can fly towards it during the nighttime side, and as soon as we are getting to the daylight, I would be able to do the actual docking, and we can complete the rendezvous during the nighttime. Okay, now let's speed the thing up a little bit. Okay, this is, as you might know, the most inefficient way to do a rendezvous I'm currently doing, but it's a way to do so. And now I think, because this will become a quite long episode, what have we done here? Over there we will have 4.2 kilometers in 3 minutes. This is good. Okay, the rendezvous process will now take some time. In this case, I will do a little bit time-lapse, so you can follow what I'm doing until I arrive there, especially when we are coming now to the nighttime side. And yeah, I will start talking again once we are about to dock to the thing. Okay, we have sunrise, and as you might have seen during the time lapse, during the transition in the nighttime side, or during the orbital part in the nighttime side, I was decreasing the distance to the departure stage, and now we are only 100 meters away from it, and now we can start preparing our docking maneuver. We have finished the rendezvous. This is amazing, and yeah, this was quite a challenge, and you can see as well, this is also quite a challenge to get the thing to a stop. I hope I have enough RCS. I don't hope I need to refuel my RCS so much. I hope there's enough RCS in the thing, because I don't want to waste now the RCS I need to use for my redocking after the landing on Tylo. This would be rather unfortunate. Then I would even need to... Can't I... Okay, there we have it. There I want to dock to. Okay, now let's turn towards the thing. And this is... yeah, you see it. This is not easy. This thing is so slow in turning. Well, I have only one. Oh, this explains. Stop turning around, stop. I have only one SAS unit, so yeah, this isn't very easy to get the thing controlled, so yeah, I think and now it's starting also to oscillate a little bit. This isn't really helpful at all. So you see, we made it up to the thing. We are there, but the docking itself will now also take some time until I manage to get the unwieldy thing somehow aligned with the spacecraft. And in this case, I think it's time for another time lapse. So you can see me fighting against the thing, and then I will hopefully be at one point able to have the connection, to have the docking with our driving section. This would be really cool. And yeah, in this case, time lapse, enjoy! Okay, you can see we are almost there, only a few meters or maybe a few centimeters between the docking port. Well, it's about a few meters until the docking port and the spacecraft. This is really, really nice. Okay, I think we are now in a good position. Let's start drifting towards it. I hope this unwieldy thing is able to make it up there. And now I need to turn a little bit in this direction. Okay, I hope. Let me slow down a bit. What? Are you bouncing off again now? But we have contact, at least. We have contact. I hope these... Yeah, we made it. Okay. And I hope that the exhaust of the engines aren't damaging the other parts down there of my stage. Okay. So, we made it. The first lander is... Let me enable SAS again. Is attached. Okay, have we used any of these resources? No, these are completely full. This is amazing. And I hope these... Oh, let me just in case. I don't want to risk that this thing is somehow using some fuel out of my... I think here's a separate, or here's a decoupler, so these fuels should be safe at all. So I hope that the upper stage, that's the travel stage, won't use any fuel of these lower fuels. Oh, let me also use this fuel and disable it. And the RCS, let me also disable monopropellant. Okay, so I hope everything is completely filled up. I guess so. So we made it. Yeah, everything is filled up. This is amazing. Okay, we can now go over to staging, and yeah, the next thing is separation down there. Very good. Okay, we delivered the first spacecraft, and now we can use... No. use RCS to drift a little bit away from it, and I hope this whole thing will work out well. I haven't tested it yet. I hope this thing is somehow working to bring us up to Jool and is not falling apart during the burns. This would be rather unfortunate. But okay, this thing is now ready to go, and we can now get also rid of the upper stage. So, let me throttle up and let me deorbit this whole thing. And it's gone. Okay, very good. So, where is Kerbal Space Center? It's over there, and there is driving section. A driving section is approaching, and what is this? 100th episode probe. Okay, a driving section is approaching. So the next thing, or the next launch, is a normal moon lander. And yeah, I will now head back to the launch pad. Okay, we are back at the launch pad, this time with Duro and a small Julian moon lander. In this case, let me enable SAS, let me throttle up, and in 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Okay, here we go. This launch is much easier because we only have to deal with a very small spacecraft. In this case, I am not so much concerned about this. The most difficult part is already done. It was the launch of the Tylo lander, and now Duro is aiming up for space and aiming for his driving section. And in this case, depending on which version of the video you are watching, time for time-lapse, or we see us back in space. Okay, we are back. We just have the sunrise, and we are only 70 meters away from the driving section. So we are about to dock the second lander for the Jool Expedition to a driving section, or to an interplanetary stage. This time it is hopefully much easier, because now we have to deal with only a tiny fraction of the weight compared to the heavy Tylo lander. And let me already look for over there. Set as target. Okay, there is the docking port as my target. Very good, very good. Okay, and we are almost aligned with it. This is also pretty nice. So we are drifting a little bit past it before we then start to align our docking port with the docking port of the thing. Okay, let me now come to a stop. Very good. Now we need to aim for the docking port. Turn around. Okay, like here. Very good, very good. Now let's... Oh, this was a little bit too much of a boost, so in this case let me now switch over to docking mode. And yeah, we are now approaching the driving section. Only 20 meters or so to go, and then we will have docking, and then it's about to do the next launch. So yeah, a lot of launches in a row. A lot of exciting things are going on. Okay, let me now decrease a little bit the velocity. And let me also reorientate my spacecraft a bit, and I need also to slow down a bit. Oh, I need to slow down by a significant degree because I'm a little bit off. I'm just a tiny bit off. Come to a stop. Now I need to reorientate myself toward the docking port, that I'm not missing it. Okay, like here. Oh, and we are still approaching. This is good. This was a nice docking. Although we were a little bit off, Duro Kerman managed to pull off a nice docking. Let me now check. Okay, this is the driving section where I haven't had enough fuel, so now I can refuel it completely. Okay, now it's completely refueled. Very nice. Let me just in case now disable all the fuel tanks of my lander so that I'm not depleting any of its fuel. Very good, very good. Unfortunately we needed to use a little bit of the lander RCS because the launch stage has no RCS, but this is okay. This thing has plenty of RCS, this is no problem at all. And here, in this case, we now can say, is this the right thing? Yeah, it's the right thing. We can get rid of the upper stage. We can switch over to the upper stage. It's drifting already away. Now we need to turn retrograde again to get rid of the thing. Okay, let's get rid of the thing and throttle up a bit. And the thing will drop down towards the surface. Very good, very good. Okay, where are we? Where is Kerbal Space Center? Kerbal Space Center is about there. What is this? Jool Wall. Oh, we almost missed this, but maybe we can catch up to the thing. So in this case, we will meet again on the launch pad. And we are back again. This time we are back with Handler Kerman, and in this case, let me enable SAS. Let me throttle up, and in 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Okay, Handler Kerman is now aiming for space again, and he is flying up to Lace, as I introduced you, and yeah, now he's going up to his driving section. That will bring him hopefully up to Jool. And yeah, in this case, we have a next launch, and we will meet us again in space when we are arrived at the interplanetary stage. Okay, we are only a few meters away from the docking port. We managed to get up here with our Lace lander. We managed to catch up to the Jool interplanetary stage, and now it's about to dock to it. Oh, I hope I'm not too close. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I might be too close. Oh, good. Okay, this is not good. Now the thing starts to tumble around. I hope the thing has its RC or its SAS enabled. Ha. Okay. Wait. Let me just switch to it. Please stop tumbling around. Please stop tumbling around. Wait, can we align this? Luckily this thing has and I want to control from here. Okay, let me just turn this thing a little bit helpful toward our stage, so that we can stop its tumbling. Like here, very good. Okay, now let's switch back to this thing, and we need at first to stop our movement. Okay, and we need to slow down a bit, and we need to turn again towards the docking port, like here. Very good. Okay. Now let's use a little bit RCS to push us towards the thing, towards the docking port, so that we can this time do our docking in the nighttime side. Handler is doing an amazing job. It was just a little bit too close, so that he just hit a tiny little bit the interplanetary stage, and then the thing started unfortunately to tumble around. Luckily we have some control surfaces, and there we have contact. We have contact, and docking confirmed. Well done. Good job, Handler. Good job. Okay, now the next step is, as usual, to disable all the fuel tanks, so that we are not using any of the fuel of them for our interplanetary burn. I think the fuel tank down below don't need anything. This thing should be... Oh no, I used just a tiny few drops to for this. Okay, now I have also refueled this one. The other fuel tanks, electric charge, okay, this can be a little bit low, but the fuel tanks, RCS fuel tanks, are empty, are full. This is good. Okay, next, yeah. Let me get rid of the upper launch stage, and as usual, we want to deorbit the thing. And yeah, next spacecraft is now in orbit, next lander is now in orbit, only 2 are left. This is very good. This is really good. Okay, no, don't tumble too far. Turn back. Upper stage. Okay. Like here. Very good. And throttle up to deorbit the thing. And well done. Okay. So, where we are again, where's Kerbal Space Center? Oh, we are directly above Kerbal Space Center. Okay, so we missed the launch opportunity for the wall lander. This means we have driving section V2. We have a little bit time until the driving section V2 is again in the right spot for our launch up to the next driving section. In this case, yeah, we have a little bit time left, and yeah, we will then meet again on the launch pad. Okay, we are back on the launch pad, this time with Barry and Kerman. And yeah, let's enable SAS, let's throttle up, and in 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Okay, this is now the launch of Barry and Kerman up into space and up to his interplanetary stage, so that he can also fly up to Jool and start his exploration of his moon. And yes, so a lot of exciting things are going on in this episode, because this is really a new benchmark of having launches or the amount of launches in one of my episodes, and this is pretty cool. So yeah, let's do the launch, let's do the rendezvous, and then we will meet again when we are about to dock to our interplanetary stage. Okay, we made it up to our driving section, and now we are about to dock to it. We just need to aim for the docking port, and then we need to fly a little bit closer, and then we will have our docking. And this would mean we have then also finished our fourth launch up into space, and only one launch is left, and this is a launch up to Well, or later in the end the thing will land on Well. At first it will launch up to the interplanetary stage for Well and for Lays. And yeah, so we have almost done this, we have almost done the whole launch process, and this is pretty amazing. And now it's only a few meters, only 1 meter or so, until we have contact and we have our docking. Okay, now the docking ports are taking over, and come on. Okay, docking, well done. So we have already refueled the spacecraft, this is good. Now I like just to disable the fuel tanks, so that I'm not using any of the fuel for my interplanetary stage. And now it's time to go over to the staging again and to detach our upper stage. Okay, let me switch over to the upper stage and let me deorbit the thing, and then we need to launch up top up into space, because up top is the only Kerbonaut who is missing for our Jool exploration. And yeah, he should dock to the interplanetary stage for Lays and Well, because he will land on Well. And now this thing is deorbit, so let me now see. Yeah, I think it's this. It's touchdown version 3, and it is just past Kerbal Space Center. Okay, so we need to wait about 1 orbit before we can do our next launch, but this is not so much of a problem. So in this case, let's head back to the launch pad and let's prepare the launch of Optop. Okay, we are back for the very last time on the launch pad, this time with Optop Kerman, and Optop will now launch up to space to his interplanetary stage to fly finally up to Wall. In this case, in 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Okay, now Optop is leaving Kerman as well. And as I said, he will fly up to Wall when he is arriving in the Julian system, so he will share interplanetary stage with Henry Kerman, so they both share the same interplanetary stage, and they will be separated by the huge orange tank of the interplanetary stage, so they can even visit each other, but unfortunately they don't have the room to share the same cabin. They just can have a short meeting outside in their EVA suits, but I think this could be still interesting for them. So yeah, Optop is launching, and we will meet again when we are arrived at the interplanetary stage. Okay, we are about to dock to our interplanetary stage. Down there we can see a little bit of the Lays lander, and here we are only several meters away from the docking port. We are already well aligned and everything is looking amazing. And yeah, then it's the very last docking process before we can start to leave Kerban to fly up to Jool. So the next step will be, or would be for me, to set a maneuver node so that I'm ready to leave for Jool. And here, after I set the maneuver node, I will start to do the very first burn up to Jool, and hopefully we can make it. And hopefully we don't need to have a break between the burns, so that I need to do a whole orbit around Kerban before I can finish the burn, and I hope more for a more direct burn directly up to Jool instead here of just doing the first half of the burn, do an orbit around Kerban, and then do the burn, or the second half of the burn again at the periapsis. We will see how powerful the interplanetary stages are. So in this case, yeah, at first let me just finish the docking process. I think we are coming a little bit fast down there. And I now need a little bit to align myself again toward the docking port, but I think this is now looking amazing. Only a few meters to go before we will have our docking with the interplanetary stage. This is also a very huge interplanetary stage. The Tylo 1 is pretty heavy due to the fact that the Tylo 1 lander is so heavy, and this stage here is quite heavy because we have two landers at the same time. Okay, we have contact, and we have now finished the last docking process. This is amazing. Let's go over to staging, and at first the usual process, just shut down the fuel tanks so that we are not using any fuel of it, and well done. Okay, now we need to decouple this one, and here, this wraps up the docking process. Now we just need to deorbit our upper stage, and then we can start thinking about a maneuver node and our trajectory up to Jool, and then we have to do I need to, or should enable SAS to have better control, and then we can start thinking about doing 4 times in a row a burn up to Jool so that we can arrive there. In this case, here, let me now just do the burn to deorbit the thing. Okay, full throttle. Periapsis is decreasing, and it's gone. Okay, so far so good. And yeah, I think I will do I will now set a course for Jool, and then we will meet us again, and then we will find out if we are able to fly up to Jool. So yeah, until in a few minutes. Okay, at first I set up a trajectory for the Tylo lander, and I think in 5 minutes before the maneuver node I will start doing the burn, or at least I will figure out how long the burn will take to bring us up to Jool. And in this case we can throttle up, and now, okay, now full throttle, and here we go. And the estimated burn says something from about 21 minutes. Okay, 21 minutes. I don't think I can do this in one go, so I think I need to split this burn in several burns, so that I do orbit around Kerbal, start doing the burn again, do another orbit, start doing the burn again. So I think this will now take some time to finish this burn. This is really a long burn. I think I even need to throttle a little bit down so that I don't overheat. Okay, this is now some time, and yeah, look at the trajectory. The great thing is that when we are zooming very well out, that I can have a direct encounter with Jool, so I don't need to do any trajectory change between the flight. I can burn directly up to Jool. Well, of course, I have, before I arrive at Jool, to do a little bit of change, so that I'm really arriving in a good trajectory, and so that I can do a little bit of aero braking. But yeah, the main trajectory is just straight ahead, and this is pretty cool. But not so cool is our estimated burn duration of 20 minutes. In this case, yeah, I think I will continue doing the burn. I will give you a short update about the other Jool Expedition launches, how long they will take to fly up to Jool, and yeah, then we will meet us again all the time when a burn is finished. So yeah, until the next burn. Okay, next up is the mission up to not Tylo, Lace and Wall. Yes, Lace and Wall with Optrop and Handler. And here they are 3 minutes out of their maneuver node, and I'm excited to see how long their burn will take to bring their spacecrafts up to Jool. I hope I can get this thing controlled a little bit, because this is again a little bit unwieldy. And yeah, you can see we are now losing a lot of time because the thing is so hard to control again. And oh, I know why, because I have disabled SAS. This is a reason. this is really a reason. Okay, we are losing some more time, but I have the feeling that at some point I need to do also this burn into 2 episodes. So in this case, it doesn't matter that I lose now a little bit of time, but now we are aiming at the maneuver node and let's throttle up. Okay, how long will you take? You will take only about 17 minutes. Okay, a little bit less than the Tylo spacecraft, but still a quite long time to fly up there. Okay, this is also a very long burn. Who is this? This is Militaire spacecraft. Let me have an IBA. Oh, wow. This is very a glowing glance out of the window. Okay. I think he has to wear some sunglasses while the burn is going on. Okay. This is really intense burn. Okay, yeah. So, these 2 cosmonauts will also need quite time to fly up there. So yeah, the next burn has started, and yeah, I will bring you back once the thing is finished. Okay, welcome back to Baron Kerman and his interplanetary stage. The other 2 interplanetary stages are halfway through their burn, and okay, let me zoom in a little bit. And they are currently in a coast phase. Over here is the interplanetary stage of Handler and Optop up to Wall and Lace, and up here is Albatross up to Tylo, and yeah, they are now in a coast phase, and as soon as they are coming back to their periapsis, they will continue their burn, and now it's the time for Optop. So let me throttle up, and how long will you take? Oh dear. You will also take 17 minutes to finish your burn. Okay, in this case I assume, because the construction is almost the same for the last interplanetary stage of Dodo Kerman, that it will also take 70 minutes, but we will find out when we are doing the burn, because this thing is a little bit less complex. It has not this tiny extra tank. Maybe it's a little bit faster, but I don't believe it. But we will find out when we are starting Dodo's burn. So yeah, in this case we are not able to do any of the burns in one go. Instead we have to separate them into several burns. But this is quite okay, and yeah, so in this case, let me continue the burn, and yeah, next up we will see Dodo when he is starting his burn. Okay, now we are back with Dodo, and now it's time to do the last beginning of the Jool Expedition for Dodo, for the very last launch up to Jool, and let's throttle him way up, and yeah, he has also to do a 17-minute burn. So it will take quite a while to finish all the 4 burns, and once we finish this, yeah, we have officially begun the Jool Expedition, and then we have 4 different spacecraft on their way up to Jool to start exploring all the different moons of this planet. And I think this is pretty cool. This is really a huge operation, and I'm really excited to see the results, and I'm really looking forward to see what is going on and how are these moons are looking like when we've landed there, and how many science we can, or how much science we can bring back home. So yeah, this is a cool mission, but I think when I'm looking a little bit at the positions of the planets, then I assume that I will have in a short amount of time the chance to launch something up to Moho, because I think we will have pretty soon our launch window up to Moho. So we have a lot of things going on before we arrive at Jool, and then I think after we launched up to Moho, we will have also a launch window up to Eve. Only dress will take some time, but yeah, I think before we can see anything of Jool, we will be arriving at Moho and at Eve, and maybe even at Ilo, because the Ilo 1 is already getting pretty close to Ilo. So yeah, I think the results of our Jool expedition will have some time until we can finally see them, but right now, yeah, it's pretty cool that we finally have started this, and I'm really looking forward to the outcome or the results of this mission. And in this case, let me continue doing the burns, and we will meet again when we finish the burns and when we are on our way up to Jool. Okay, we are on board of Dodo Kerman again, and he's the last one who will finish the series of long duration burns. And yeah, look at this, he has almost reached Jool with his trajectory, so we are about to finish our burns. The other 3 interplanetary missions have already finished their burns, 2 have even left the sphere of influence of Kerbal and are already orbiting around the sun. And okay, we have a little bit a change in our maneuver node since I planned it, because we finished just the burn of our maneuver node, but we haven't arrived at Jool. So I think I need to do a tiny adjustment. Let me just add a maneuver node over here. And let me see, so that we can finish off the burn, and then yeah, all 3... Okay, there we have our encounter again. So we need to increase a little bit our burn, so that we have our encounter, hopefully. Let me do this, and yeah, there it is. Very nice. Let me just finish the short burn, and okay, let's stop here. Very good. We have our Jool encounter in 282 days. And here, as I said, we have now all the 4 interplanetary missions are going on. You can see up here, Touchdown version 3 is the Lace Lander. And there's also Optrop with his Well Lander. Then we have Altair 3, one of the landers that will go to Bob or Pole. Over here we have Albatross going up to Tyler, and yeah, then here is Dodo Kerman, and he is looking over to the sunrise. This is just amazing. And here, we made it, we finished a very long launch and interplanetary burn day, so yeah, this was a quite intense episode. And here, it's full of different launches and of dockings and rendezvous and here interplanetary burns and so on. So yeah, a lot of things are going on, and we are now officially on our way up to Jool. Yeah, as I said, or as I already introduced you, I think next up will be a launch window up to Moho, then probably up to Eve. We have our upcoming ELO mission. So yeah, still a lot of things to go, and yeah, at some point we will arrive at Jool, and then we can start exploring these moons, and I'm really looking forward to this. In this case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this episode of leaving Kerbal. Down there is Kerbal Space Center. This is great. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode when we continue maybe planning for Moho or something like this. So yeah, until next time, my name is Abby. See you!